Steve, you probably heard what we were talking about. Did you have an agent, and did you let your agent ever dictate to you where to go, whether you should sign a deal or not?
Not the big stuff. No. You got to be. You take a lot of lead from your agent and from your lawyers and whoever else got in your posse. But in the big things, you have to, because you have to live with it. You're the one that has to deal with all the little stuff. I didn't really worry about, but the big things, I had to go do it. I had to make sure that I didn't care what he thought, to be honest with you.
Now, the thing that's most shocking to me, other than the bad phone line, is you had a posse?
Yeah, really?
No, I don't. I refer all the time to other people's experience.
Let's just try to get a better line.
We're going to have to try to get a better line.
Got a break!
Because we love when Steve is on.
I don't miss what he's saying.
And if it's not working and you can't hear it, or really, it doesn't help us.
I mean, we don't do it so we can see his gorgeous picture on Yes. We do it because we want information.
Hey, guys, by the way, I don't know if it interests you or not. Sort of interesting after what happened yesterday with the Nationals. Max Scherzer not allowed to hit through 7 innings. Nats up 4-0.
Well,
Positive bounce
it on
back.
the air. You know, it's a good show. You should listen.
Oh,
huh?
No, you're saying I'm going to ruin the no-hitter? Or that I?
No. I don't believe that. It's that Don mentioned it 4 minutes ago, so you're not even listening to us, Peter. It's hurtful is what it is.
First of all, we went last week where you had this
fell asleep
veg moment where you were like asleep with your eyes open.
I did not fall asleep.
Well, you were in some sort of
daze,
transical kind of moment where you didn't do the update, and now you're not listening to the show.
I'm actually fully engaged with what you guys are talking about right now.
All right, well, we'll bring on Steve Young. We think we have a better line. So, Steve, when last time we spoke with you, we asked about you having a posse. Did you?
No, I didn't have a posse. I lived in a barn with no heat when I was, I didn't have I had a T-shirt pile I just pulled from the top. You know, that's what I wore. Yeah, I was Andrew Luck without the neck beard.
Wow, nice. All right, so you got a game tonight that's a dandy. How tough is it to play at Lambeau Field?
Tonight, not tough. It's all about the weather. I mean, the crowd is, partisan, of course, and there's some history here, but it's really about the weather more than anything. You get later in the year. The noise isn't, it's not built for noise, although the latest additions might be keeping it a little bit more. But to me, it's when it starts to get the freezing rain, 32 degrees, and everyone on the team's looking for the bus, and that's when things get tough.
I want to ask you about Seattle. That's a team that won their first game on Sunday, 26-0 against the Bears team. That's it's a mess with their quarterback, but bad on third down, settling for field goals. Have you been able to put a finger on what's wrong with the Seattle offense?
No, because it's not that different. I mean, this Seattle offense was a blunt instrument always, and then a couple of big plays, and the difference is Russell he usually finds some kind of unique way to put it in the end zone. That's why I really liked him, because there's a lot of commodity quarterbacking out there between the 20s. So who's going to put it in the end zone? That takes some artistry. I always liked that's why you can say what you want about Russell's ability to kind of be a high-volume thrower. Can he throw it 40 times to go win a game? I don't think they're asking him to do that. But the guy could put it in the end zone. And so all of a sudden they're struggling putting it in the end zone. I think that gets fixed. So I'm not overly worried about it. I think the defense gets better. I think the defense, they've always sped up their defense when they went to championships games and Super Bowl. They fed off of that defense. The defense starts to squash people, hold people under 14. That makes Russell Wilson a lot better.
All right, we've been talking a lot today about the Jets and losing to the Eagles. And, Steve, I want to ask you, a lot of people jumping on Fitzpatrick. He doesn't throw the long ball well, but as a Hall of Fame quarterback, I don't know how many times your team fell behind 24-0. What kind of hole does it put the quarterback in? What does it take away from a quarterback when you've got to make up that kind of deficit?
You're in a brutal spot, right? Because the defensive linemen are like laughing, right? Like, hey, go ahead. We know you're going to, we get what's happening, and then everybody just starts to unleash. So coming back from 24-0 is a difficult process because you have to take a lot of chances. The odds of making the next 30 throws that you're going to need to get back into the game or get back to the lead are going to be high-risk throws, under duress because everybody knows you're throwing. So it's, only the best can do that. That's not for the faint of heart. So that's not what Ryan's been asked to do, and they shouldn't even worry about it. What I saw last week and coming out of watching the game, talking to everybody, getting a sense of to a guy, they talked about this team, how cohesive they were, the locker room. They're loaded on defense. They've got some weapons now. They've got a great offensive line. I mean, this team's built to go with the distance within a range, right? I mean, we talked about the AFC Championship in 9-10. This is a team on paper. You could make the argument that's better than the team in 9-10 on paper. But then I'll go prove it. I was disappointed yesterday, but don't freak out. I mean, this is not about this quarterback for the Jets is not going to all of a sudden, light up the world. It's going to be a very methodical process to try to get this team to the AFC Championship game and then maybe Super Bowl. They did it with Mark Sanchez. They can do it with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but they cannot go down 24-0. This defense has to be a shutdown defense. If they're not going to be a Seattle Seahawks time shutdown defense, and the Jets are going to be, in the mix, but they're not going to be dominant.